one last go-around in 2024. Previous games before the holidays left both Bushnell and Corban with coal in their stockings. Tonight, redemption is on the line for these two sides here at the Moore Center. Lily Crane joined alongside Rachel McConaghie. And Rachel, these two teams, both coming off narrow losses in their last games, what lessons were learned that can help these two sides tonight?
Yeah, well, thank you, Lillian. Starting off with Bushnell, who has lost 5 of their last 6 games, coming from Southern Oregon with that last matchup from that loss. And for them, it's all offensively. And coming into this game, I'm hoping to see a lot from Corey Johnson, a key player for this team, who averages 17 points per game. And moving on to this Corban side, that is on a 2-game losing streak. And head coach Taylor Kelly touched on the media, just completing more possessions and getting those defensive rebounds to make plays happen offensively.
Starting lineups being announced right now. For the visiting Corban, it's Spivey Word getting the starting nod alongside RJ Valise, Chris Koviak, Ben Koviak, and Jared Franklin. For the Beacons, same starting five they've had for a while now. Caleb Burnett alongside Roy Bunn, Squeaky Johnson, Corey Johnson. You mentioned Rachel and Ashton Harvey are the five for the Beacons. Beacons 5-6 overall this season, just 1-4 in conference action. Losing 5 of the last 6 games. The Warriors 6-5 overall, 4-1 in conference. So kind of the opposite from the Beacons. The Warriors did play here earlier this season. Did not face off against the Beacons. Played in the Dave Lip tournament, where the Beacons fell against Simpson in the final game, but beat out Hope. The Warriors played both Simpson and Hope as well. Save to this matchup for CCC play. Ashton Harvey will be in the center circle alongside Jared Franklin for the tip. Second game of a doubleheader here at the Moore Center, and the opening tip goes to Corban. Luis handles, finds Chris Koviak. Beacons looking for redemption in terms of how this season's been going in conference action. Kick ball, keep it on this side, 11 seconds on the shot clock. Luis has it, bottom of the logo, 5 seconds. Drives inside, high post, spinning around, weaving, fading away, off iron, rebounded by Johnson. Squeaky Johnson going the other way with it. Top of the key, looking, finds Bunn. Bunn driving in the lane, fading away, rolling in his first attempt. Beacons strike first, 2-0. Was at the Dave Lip Classic and lost against Simpson, where things took a turn for the Beacons as first shot of the game goes to Spivey Word for Corban, 2-2. Bunn, ball's kicked by Word. Beacons 1 for 1 so far on offense, trying to go 2 for 2. 20 seconds on the shot clock after this inbound. Squeaky Johnson finds Corey Johnson, top of key, goes inside, Harvey posts up, Chris Koviak under the basket and leaves it on iron. Word from the wing, cashes it in.
Both teams coming out strong offensively, which was talked about in the pregame talk, and this is what we want to see. It'll be a good game here tonight.
5-2, first lead for Corban in this game. Squeaky Johnson over to Roy Bunn. Bunn bounce pass to Harvey. It's stripped by Spivey Word. Other side of the court, thought about pulling from three. It just directs traffic. Kraskowiak to the elder Kraskowiak. Low block, fade away, shot, and nothing but net. Warriors out to a 7-0 run after the Beacons got the first bucket. Then finds Burnett, gets it over to Johnson, spins, fades away, in and out. 2.5 minutes gone by in this first half of action. On the wing, Kraskowiak leaves it off back iron. Bunn gets the rebound, goes the other way. To the cup, finds Harvey, down low, Ashton Harvey. Tumbling to the ground after that shot, gets back up. Second bucket of the night for Beacons. Word thought about it. Police taking his time, Kraskowiak on the far wing. Defended by Burnett. Burnett not leaving much room. And that shot wide by Kraskowiak. Burnett quickly, other side of the court, he's blocked. Gets back the miss in the corner. Plenty of time on the shot clock for the Beacons. 3-point ball game. Burnett weaving in the lane, just rolls out. Fast-paced game between these two sides. Kraskowiak to the cup, laying it up and in.
And that right side layup just too easy for the Bushnell team to let up, and hoping to see more from the defense here.
5-point game. Squeaky Johnson. Corey Johnson wide open in the corner. His shot in and out. Won't miss too many of those when he's that open from distance. Kraskowiak driving, missing, rebounded by Harvey.
Looking for a foul there on that try from Kraskowiak, didn't get it.
Squeaky Johnson, step back jumper, it's good. Quick timeout taken, 9-6 in favor of Corban. 15:36 remaining in this first half. Just a 30-second timeout by Bushnell. And Rachel, it's been a pretty fast-paced game so far.
Yeah, pretty fast-paced and pretty clean as well, and no fouls from either side, so play has been pretty intense and fast-paced as we keep going back and forth on the court. And both teams pretty successful offensively as the Warriors lead at 9-6.
So far, the Beacons 3 for 8, just one less shot than the Warriors, who are shooting 50%. Both teams back on the floor. Luke Smith, Jade and Graham getting their first minutes of action here tonight. Still the same 5 on the court for Corban. Kraskowiak has Graham on him, now Bunn gets the switch. Driving inside, decides to go for it himself, and just off the mark. Squeaky Johnson, other side, kicks it out, top of the arc. Corey Johnson rolls in the triple. It's all knotted up at 9 points apiece. 5 minutes gone by in this first half. Talked about Corey Johnson to open up this game, Rachel, and his first bucket of the night as an opportunity by Valise, able to get the shot to fall and draw the contact. Graham called for the contact. First subs of the evening for the Warriors. starters coming in. Drayton Kawili into the game, as well as Nikola Milosevic. The free throw rather, off front iron, but rebounding the miss, Valise, able to make it 4-point play instead of 3. 13-9 in favor of Corban. Smith to the cup, bounce pass. Graham goes up with it. Graham gets it to fall. To a 2-point game. The Beacons' last game was a 7-point loss. That was 9 days ago to SOU. Ball up for grabs on the court. Graham diving.
On that last drive for the Warriors, Mike Skobiak exchanging some words with the ref, hoping to get a foul on that layup, but nothing called.
Beacons do get possession. Bunn calls his own number, flips it up and in. Haynes will get to the line. Roy Bunn being aggressive there. Now he has an opportunity to make it a 3-point play. Timeout will be called. The Beacons knotted up at 13 points each. Step aside for just a moment, but we'll be right back with a free throw pending. Roy Bunn so far with 4 points, 2 for 2 from the floor. His first free throw coming up. And he's able to convert. Lead back to the Beacons, up 14-13. Valise has Johnson. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pass down low. Franklin gets swatted away and blocked again. Bunn to the floor, able to find a teammate. Nice defense from the Beacons. Corey Johnson. Low block, spins around, fires, cashes in. 3-point lead, the largest so far for Bushnell. Kawili. And Myers over to RJ Valise. Valise over to the corner. Myers 3 on the way, drains it. To 16-16, Sweetie Johnson in the lane, just losing his defender, putting it in. Beacons shooting an efficient 8 for 13 from the floor, that's over 60%. Milosevic able to get his first points off the backboard. Corey Johnson drives, puts up the floater, and it's off the mark. 8 minutes gone by in this game, and straight to the hoop. Khalili swatted away by Graham. Jaden Graham, a couple of good defensive stops here in the past couple minutes.
This Bushnell defense is alive and gritty, playing man-to-man coverage and able to get those stops on the Warriors.
Pitcher just checking into the game, nearly tipping it away. And Graham does get the steal. Graham, other end of the floor, spinning it around his back, losing the handle, gets it to Isaiah Wallace, also into the game for the Beacons. Bunn pulls up, gets the jumper to fall. Efficient afternoon so far for Roy Bunn. Puts the Beacons back up 2 points. Myers on the wing, steps inside the arc, off back iron on his attempt. Smith gets the board. Pitcher has Kraskowiak on him, fades away. That one rolls out. 11 minutes left to go in the first half. Beacons up 20-18. Milosevic straight to the hoop, flips it in. Graham didn't quite see that pass, but is able to get there in time. Over to Wallace. Smith has it on the logo. Dribbling his way around to the court. Goes up for the shot, rattles it in. First attempt for Luke Smith, and it's good.
Swinging that ball around, 2 defenders there, able to put up the shot. Great offensive play.
Willie kicks it out. Word fires. Off the mark, rebounded by Bunn. And turned over by the Beacons. Been a pretty clean game, just 2 turnovers each. Turner Livingston in. Kraskowiak feeds Word, who gets the bucket to fall from inside. (22-22), 9:48 remaining. Technical foul issued on the court. I believe it's against Spivey Word of the Warriors. Luke Smith gonna shoot the free throws. First one falls. And the second one's good. Beacons will get possession. Also get a couple of technical free throws. Roy Bunn heading to the bench after productive minutes to start out this game. Cole Beardsley into the game. Wallace, he's coming off a season-high 10 points against SOU. Shot 3 for 5 from distance. Smith, calling his own number, falling to the ground. Bounces it over to Wallace, driving. Add a couple defenders there, and good contest by the Warriors. Kraskowiak goes to Word. Willie taking his time on this possession. Kraskowiak pump fake in the lane. Just about 5 Beacons inside the key, but that bucket still goes in for the Warriors. Livingston, step back jumper from distance. He knocks it down.
When one team scores, the other one answers, and that's just the story of tonight. Back and forth, Beacons leading 27-24. Just under 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And the threes been falling a little bit better so far for the Beacons. 2 for 3 from distance as Kryskowiak fades away. Not that time, but 3 Beacons just can't grab the rebound. Another missed shot this time. Smith hauls in the board. Beardsley looks. Next with Smith. Smith on the ISO. Flips it over to Wallace from the corner. Wallace misfires. Rebounds corralled. Quickly Word under the basket, other end. Defense recovers for the Beacons. Next arc. Willie in the corner. Has Wallace on him. Gets past him. Goes to the hoop. Can't get it to fall. Grabs his own miss. And a foul called on the play going against Bushnell. Second team foul of the half going against the Beacons. Just 2 team fouls against the Warriors.
Yeah, and a pretty clean game thus far, which has allowed both teams to keep the momentum.
Between the fouls and the turnovers, neither racking up too many of either. Call was against Beardsley, who goes to the bench. Attempt no good. And there's another whistle as head coach Eddie Alexander not agreeing with the call. Goes against Squeaky Johnson. And Kryskowiak at the line, shooting just over 62% this season from the charity stripe. First one off the mark. The younger Kryskowiak on this roster, their father Larry spent 10 years in the NBA, where he played for several NBA teams. After the split free throws, pitcher under the hoop gets fouled in his own right, will head to the stripe.
Great ball movement around the arc there for Bushnell.
Goes against Luke Kryskowiak. Pitcher hasn't been at the line too often this season. Cashes in the first. 11 for 15 on the year. Make that 12 for 16. 4-point advantage for the Beacons with 7.5 minutes left to go in the first half. The Warriors coming into this game 2 straight losses, but more favorable conference record than the Beacons. Word goes to the hoop, flips it in. Squeaky Johnson crossing the timeline. Gets past his defender to the hoop, reverses it out. Whistle called on the play. Franklin called for the infraction. Pitcher to the stripe once again, and maybe a little bit of a jinx talking about how there wasn't as many fouls so far in the half, and now seeing a few trips to the free throw line. It's going to be a media timeout on the floor as the Beacons lead by 2, 6:56 remaining. Going to step aside for a moment. We'll be back on the Bushnell live stream. pitcher goes to the stripe after the media timeout. It's been a pretty closely contested game so far. First one goes off the backboard and in for pitcher. And he's still perfect from the line tonight, 4 for 4. It was a pretty close game in the first one of our doubleheader. Both teams going on runs at different times in that one. So far it's been mostly Bushnell in this game. Willie with Johnson on him. Has to fire it over. Milosevic. And down low, that shot missed by Franklin. Corey Johnson pulls up for the three, top of the arc, nails it.
Big shot there by Corey Johnson for the Beacons.
It's a 7-point advantage for Bushnell. Corey Johnson, leading scorer for this Beacons team on the season. Word misfires, rebounded by Franklin. Franklin able to use the backboard to get that one to fall.
Franklin looking for a foul there on that drive, but didn't get it.
Squeaky Johnson pulls a couple defenders to him. Opposite corner to Turner Livingston, firing, can't connect. Rebound hauled in by Word. Willie, other end of the court, decides to go for it on his own and able to convert on the layup.
It's quick drive after quick drive on both sides of the ball, and hoping to set up some plays to kind of slow that offensive momentum down and put up key quality shots.
And just poked away by Spivey Word on the other end of the court, able to get it to go. Just easy path to the lane for Spivey Word. And that's gonna warrant a quick timeout taken by Eddie Alexander and the Beacons. Gonna step aside for just a moment with 5:10 remaining in the first half. Coach Eddie Alexander didn't like what he saw off the turnover. Just easy strip by Spivey Word. Had to take a quick timeout, and now Jaden Graham back into the game. Rachel, Jaden Graham played 10 games this season, 6 starts. He averages 13 minutes a game, but has had some stellar defense in this contest. Squeaky Johnson taking the three from the corner. Offensive rebound. There's Graham to clean it up. Gets put back in after the turnover. And his impact felt so far. Burnett also back into the game for the Beacons. Word from distance takes the three off back iron, rebounded by Harvey. Graham gets it, pump fake. On the wing, goes in. Corey Johnson. Post up, just almost a one-handed shot, gets it to fall. Back up to 5-point lead for Bushnell. Elise over to Kraskowiak, takes the triple and lasers it in. The Warriors, to their credit, have been able to respond and stay in this game despite what the Beacons have been able to accomplish. Johnson gets it over to Graham, who flips it off the backboard and gets it to fall.
Dangerous pass there under the basket, but able to connect for the shot.
Elise over to Kraskowiak. Word inside, pull up Jay, and just goes straight through the hoop. 2-point game. Whistle blown. It's going against the Beacons. Roy Bunn checks into the game. It's going to be an offensive foul, is the call, going against Ashton Harvey. Roy Bunn had 7 points to start this game. Was on the bench for a while. Back in now. Johnson gets the switch. Kraskowiak with the ball. Goes to the hoop and able to get it to go over to Graham. And finds Burnett on the inbound. Burnett getting tripped up. And the foul called against Kraskowiak.
And head coach Taylor Kelly for the Warriors fired up on that sideline, not happy with what just happened on the court.
Kraskowiak will check out, as will Graham. Luke Smith back in for the Beacons. Bunn bounces it over to Burnett. 2 guys on him, and just airmails the bucket. This game all tied up. The Warriors haven't led in quite some time, but can take a lead if they convert on this possession. Then Kraskowiak loses his defender, takes the shot, and makes the shot.
Now the Warriors leading, and Beacons need to step up that defense a little bit under the basket. Playing that man-to-man coverage earlier, but with setting screens and stuff, players are able to get away from them and get up shots.
Smith over to Burnett in the corner. Smith gonna take that one off the mark. Momentum starting to favor Corban as this first half winds down, just about 2 minutes remaining. Elise at the logo, has Bunn on him, loses Bunn momentarily. Franklin has it, decides to go on his own, and it's nicely contested by Ashton Harvey. Smith slows down, finds Bunn. Bunn in the paint, he gets blocked. Milosevic able to recover, finds Franklin, goes up for the shot, and easy for Jared Franklin. Now 4-point advantage for Corban. Bunn to Burnett. Burnett pump fake, drives, goes to the hoop, gets the bucket to fall, and will get to the line.
Bushnell perfect from the line thus far for free throws, and as this game continues to be so close in margin, it could come down to a game decided by free throws.
Burnett takes a few bounces. And the 3-point play no good, but Corey Johnson there for the offensive rebound. Makes it more of a 4-point play. Tied up once again, a couple subs waiting for the Beacons. Elise in the front court, over to Kraskowiak. And Kraskowiak has Luke Smith on him. 4 defenders in the lane. Myers back out, Milosevic from distance, off the mark. Luke Smith storming down the other end of the court. 35 seconds left to go in this first half. Corey Johnson with the post up and just loses the handle. Kind of wanted to foul, appeared. instead. Bankrus-Koviak from triple. No. Johnson recovers. The Beacons can hold for the final possession of the half. This game tied at 44 points each. Dunn at the logo. Chases past defenders. To the hoop. Off the backboard, no. Harvey down low. Can't grab it. Other end of the court. And just too much on the pass. First half will end tied at 44 points.
Just kind of a sloppy ending there with a couple missed opportunities under the basket on both sides, but we're all tied up, and we'll see what either team can drop in the locker room moving into second half play.
The Beacons' last game, which was a loss to SOU, was tied 8 times. The lead changed 11 times so far in the return to the Moore Center after the holidays. Once again, it's a little bit of a back and forth game. Beacons on the front foot most of the first half, but we'll head into the locker room tied at 44 points each. Gonna head to a little bit of a break. We'll be back for second half of action on the Bushnell live stream. Little bit of a halftime snack break, and now back for another 20 minutes of action at the Morse Center. Lily Crane alongside Rachel McConaghie as Beacons and the Warriors all knotted up at 44 points apiece after the first half of action. And Rachel is just efficient shooting and scoring on both sides of the court in that first half. Corban starting with the ball out of the break. And a jumper on the way, Spivey Word able to sink it.
And just like that, along with that efficient shooting, comes those quick offensive plays, able to put up shots and execute.
Squeaky Johnson able to use the backboard on the other side of the court, flip it in. Just 3 threes coming from both teams in the first half. A lot of the points coming from inside. Still a tie ball game. Kraskowiak on the elbow over Lease. Has Johnson on him. Finds Word. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bun on the defense. Word fades away. Misfires. Harvey corrals the rebound. Johnson in the lane, just loses hold of the ball. Luke Kraskowiak, pump fake, drives to the hoop, couple defenders in the paint, and a whistle blown.
Foul charge for Beacons, number 22, Corey Johnson.
Goes against Corey Johnson of the Beacons.
Pretty early foul in the second half. It was pretty clean game early on in the first half, so different start.
We'll send Luke Kraskowiak to the line. Just about 50% free throw shooter. Gets the first to fall. Averaging 13 points a game, over 6 rebounds this season. And his 4th start of the season today. And the second, no good. Splits the pair. Just a 1-point Warriors lead. Squeaky Johnson goes the other way. Into the front court. Harvey tries to set the screen. Johnson over to Corey Johnson. Into Harvey. There's a couple defenders there, but goes through the contest and able to get it off the backboard and in. Release straight to the cup. And it rolls in. Just quick play back and forth between these two teams. And it's been efficient here at the Moore Center. Bun. Long pass, but a lot of contact down low as well, as both Luke Kraskowiak and Ashton Harvey were down on the court. Both get up.
Foul charge for the Warriors, number 13, Luke Kraskowiak. His 3rd personal foul. Into the game.
And Squeaky Johnson, Ashton Harvey pointing to a wet spot on the court. Squeaky Johnson just ends up going and grabbing the mop himself. .18:01 left to go in this game. Cleanup crew on the court and seems to be fine now. Baseline inbound coming for Corey Johnson and the Beacons. Finds Harvey. Corey Johnson fades away.
Looking for a foul there on that drive, didn't get it.
No contact. Still a Warriors 1-point advantage. Word goes to the hoop, and there's contact on this end.
Foul charge for Beacons, number 3, Caleb Burnett, his 1st personal foul.
Caleb Burnett, the player that fouls, and the 2nd team foul against the Beacons, 1 team foul already against the Warriors. So much more physical start to this second half of action as the Warriors lead 49-48. Gonna step aside for a moment for this media timeout, but we'll be right back. that it might, it says on the stat sheet, 30-second timeout by Corban, but also a media timeout, so not sure which it was. But nonetheless, Spivey Word will get to the line after the foul by Burnett. Now, 2-point advantage for the Warriors. Just 6 total fouls each. Miss the second, and an offensive rebound going to Milosevic. More opportunities coming. Ben Kraskowiak, back out, Luis pump fake. 6 seconds on the shot clock, driving, kicks it out, Franklin, and travel is called. So the Beacons able to put the defense on after it's been pretty quick shots taken into the shot clock throughout this game, but that time winding it down, forcing the turnover. Smith into the game as Squeaky Johnson takes the three. He bottoms it. A 1-point Beacons advantage. 17 minutes left to go. Bounce pass to Franklin. Looks, gets Milosevic. And now the Warriors slow down the pace on offense. Missed shot, Milosevic grabs his miss, and Milosevic with the putback. So far the Beacons in this second half just allowing some second chance opportunities, looking to not let those hurt them. Smith beyond the hash mark. Top of the arc, gets it over to Bunn. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Now Bunn has to fire.
Both teams looking very good defensively, running down that shot clock on either side of the ball and allowing the team to feel that pressure.
Kraskowiak after the pump fake gets to the hoop, gets the friendly roll, and gets the contact. Jaden Graham will come in for Caleb Burnett. Into the Beacons, just racking up the fouls here in the second half, down by 3. Both teams still shooting north of 50% from the floor in this game. Kraskowiak makes it a 3-point play. Pitcher will come in for Harvey. And Warriors with multiple possession lead. Squeaky Johnson in the backcourt, handles. Over to Bunn. Bunn drives, kicks it over to Pitcher. Pitcher, crafty touch by the hoop.
Great quick connection there under the basket for the Beacons.
Cuts it back to 2 points. Felice on the logo. Kraskowiak finds Franklin down low, and it's swatted away. Kraskowiak, second chance points. Third chance opportunity.
Quite a lot of action there. A player on the floor, contact under the basket, and just goes to show you the intensity of what this game has been like.
Jaden Graham had like the two-handed almost volleyball spike, but the Beacons just have not been able to grab defensive rebounds. And now have allowed several opportunities for 3-point plays. Now 11 offensive rebounds for the Corban Warriors to just 4 coming for the Beacons. Beacons trail by 5. Over 15 minutes left to go. Bunn over to Graham, pump fake in the corner, and is pushed out of bounds. Foul will be called. It's going to be the second team foul going against Corban.
Fouls are a different story in the second half, much more on either side of the ball, which is allowing for free throws, and both teams are shooting above 50% from the line, and it could come down to a game of decided by free throws.
Squeaky Johnson having trouble getting it inbounds, finally finds Smith. Smith Low post, kicks it out. Squeaky Johnson again. Another three reined in by Squeaky Johnson. Keeping the Beacons in this ball game back to 2-point deficit. Johnson up to 12 points in the contest. Valise falling to the floor, recovers, spins, fades away, rattles it in. Johnson into the front court. Inside the key, over to Bunn. Bunn to the hoop, and too much contact coming from Drayton Kawili.
Foul charge is the Warriors number 0, Drayton Kawili, his second personal foul.
Both teams playing very good defensively, and I'm surprised that I haven't seen much more action being taken up court, as most of the defense is coming in the paint.
Bunn converts on his first attempt. Adds 7 points early in this game, first point of the second half. Misses on the second attempt. Bunn now 2 for 3 from the line in the Beacons. 8 for 10 in the game. Corban looking to push it back to 2-possession advantage. Kawili, 8 seconds on the shot clock. In the lane, spins, and off the backboard. Graham can't take hold of the rebound, so it goes out of bounds off of the Beacons. Bushnell gonna take a timeout, trailing by 3 points with just about 14 minutes left to go in this game. Quick break, but be back on the Bushnell live stream as the Beacons looking to snap a skid. Corban will get the ball out of the Bushnell timeout. Beacons just having trouble holding on to the ball in terms of the rebounds in the second half. Couldn't grab their own miss on this side of the court. Warriors with possession. Willie has it, defended by Bunn. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Bunn, tight defense, now 5 seconds. And it's just thrown away. Roy Bunn doing it on the defensive side of the floor.
And that's what Bushnell's been doing well, is running down the Warriors' game clock to give them a chance of having the ball back.
Jaden Graham missing. Still a 3-point game. Milosevic down low. 2 double-digit scorers on each team. Myers over to Milosevic. Spins, loses handle, and a whistle blown. It's going against Bushnell, much to their dismay. Against Isaiah Wallace, the 5th team foul.
And Eddie Alexander, the head coach for Bushnell, saying great defense there and basically don't let up, keep it going.
Warriors are just a couple fouls, however, from being in the bonus with still 13 minutes remaining. Milosevic directing traffic. Willie. Decides to take it on his own and rings the register. Five-point ball game. Beacons struggling to score recently. Wallace has it on the wing. Bounce past the pitcher. Pitcher low post. Able to flip it up and in. A little bit of a reverse there by Christian pitcher. Pays off. 8 points for Christian pitcher in this ball game. 3 points deficit for Bushnell. Myers out to Word. Word from the top of the key. Sinks it. Spivey Word up to 19 points now. Leading all scorers in this game. Smith under the hoop, spins, takes it himself, and misfires. Word just hit a three this time, takes an elbow jumper, and bottoms it. Another timeout called, and this one's starting to get away from Bushnell a little bit. Now down 67-59.
And almost saw that timeout call coming. I mean, the Warriors just taking it away here, just a little too much rhythm and momentum to keep that ball going on their side. And we'll see what Eddie Alexander and the Bushnell Beacons drop after this timeout.
Just a 30 seconds timeout. And Bushnell in the second half being outscored 23-15. It's been efficient for the Beacons still. 50% from distance, 5 threes, and over 50% from the floor. But unfortunately, Corban able to hit just about as many shots in this game, just about 54%, shooting it a little bit better than the Beacons. And then it's been just the fouls in the second half, 5 of them from Bushnell.
And looking back at a player spotlight on the Corban side, Spivey Word has 21 points in tonight's game and usually averages 13, so this is a big hit for him tonight.
21 points, a couple of triples, hit one recently, big shot. RJ Valise also in double figures, whereas it's Squeaky Johnson, Corey Johnson, each with 12 for Bushnell. But the Beacons just looking for some more scoring, and just as important, looking for some defensive stops. Bunn handles, throws it over to pitcher. Pitcher post up, out to Bunn again. 13 seconds on the shot clock, kicks it out. Graham lines up a triple, misses everything. Out of bounds, and it is off of Corban, just not able to keep it in. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Beacons with another crack at it. Pitcher hands it off. Johnson, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Has to let it fly, and he hits it. Back down to 6 points. Squeaky Johnson making his impact felt in this second half.
Now, overall score leading on the Bushnell side with 14 points on the night.
But Word, he's been impactful just as much. Misses that time. Kraskowiak got the board and drew the foul. Turner Livingston and Cole Beardsley just about to enter the game for the Beacons. Roy Bunn will head to the sidelines, as well as Jaden Graham.
Turner Livingston, and number 30, Cole Beardsley.
10:48 to go. Kawili inbounds it to Milosevic. Myers has it, defended by Livingston. Livingston stays with him. 10 seconds. Word. Draws some defenders and able to get past Squeaky Johnson.
And fires up that bench for Corban. He does. Just an easy lay-in basket for him. Defenders all around, but able to execute.
23 points for Word. Beardsley can't convert. And several players hitting the deck trying to get the rebound. It's tossed out by Corban.
A little bit of an audible expression there by Milosevic, showing a little bit of frustration on the court.
Beacons, sideline inbound. Johnson step back, pump fake, and now Harvey on the block, spinning. Chris Koviak on him, misses, rebounds. And it's getting a little bit physical here at the Morse Center as just players falling to the ground, scrambling. And both these teams look like they want this game.
A little bit of confusion on the Corban side, talking with the ref here about maybe who the foul is actually called on.
Still a single-digit ball game.
Checking in for the Warriors, the 33, Jared.
The Beacons have about 10 minutes left to chip into this deficit. Just continuing to get more opportunities on this end, but looking to convert. Beardsley. Bounce pass over to Corey Johnson. Squeaky Johnson, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Johnson takes. Johnson makes. Once again, Squeaky Johnson. Have yourself a second half. Now 17 points. Seems like it's been the Squeaky Johnson Spivey Word show in this second half. And just like that, Word takes it himself and rattles it in. Another bucket for him, 25 points. Johnson kicks it out, Beardsley in the lane. Johnson again on the wing, hesitating. On the screen, inside the key. It's good. (71-66). This one, anyone's game. Under 9 minutes left to go. Word has it inside the key again.
And this is just a back and forth battle of Word and Johnson, honestly, on the court, just going back and forth, answering each other's baskets, and we've got ourselves a close matchup.
It's been a game between the two leaders for the Beacons and the Warriors. Squeaky Johnson, 19 points. Spivey Word, 27 points so far. And you mentioned it earlier, Rachel, just over 13 points a game for Word, but having a big night tonight. And for Squeaky Johnson on the other end, averaging 9 points a game. And big outing for him so far. 7 points that the Beacons trail by, coming out of 30 seconds timeout. Smith will inbound it for the Beacons. Smith, Bunn, Corey Johnson, Turner Livingston, and Ashton Harvey. 5 on the floor for the Beacons. Milosevic, Franklin, Word, Felice, and Ben Kruskoviak, the 5 right now for the Warriors. Corey Johnson takes it from the corner, off the mark, rebounded by Livingston. Stay on this side, Smith able to take from the wing, not that time, batted out by Harvey, but it goes to Word. Word quickly on the other end, fades away, but does draw the contact by Bunn. Squeaky Johnson now on the bench for the Beacons, getting a little bit of a breather, but Spivey Word still in, leading all scorers. And getting to the line after this timeout, another one coming at the Moore Center. Gonna take a quick breather ourselves, but we'll be right back on the Bushnell live stream. Word at the stripe. 1 for 2 so far today from the line. Now 1 for 3. Under 60% from the line this season. Hits the second. 50% from the line tonight. 8-point game. Isaiah Wallace in for the Beacons, has the ball on the wing, pump fake. Draws 2 defenders over to Johnson, now Smith. Smith gets through the defense, finds a hole, gets to the cup, lays it in. Press came from the Beacons. Word fired, but off the mark. Beacons got the stop, now trying to get the score. Johnson, post up in the lane, uses the other hands, but he's called for the travel. Not what the Beacons need with 7.5 minutes left to go, trailing by 6 points. There's a little bit of a discussion on the court between officials. Will indeed be Corban basketball. Squeaky Johnson coaching up his teammates from the sideline. Wallace and Bunn, the backcourt defense. Bounce pass in the lane to the hoop. Jared Franklin goes up strong.
And that's a dunk that we haven't seen all night.
Back to 8 points. Smith has it. Has to toss it over to Wallace, who loses handle of it. Goes out of bounds. So, just looking at the stats again here, the Beacons 8 turnovers in the game. Not in double digits and just 2 more than Corban, but also putting the Warriors in the bonus at this stage in the game. Word has it behind the key, drives in the paint, and it's stripped away, but travel called anyways. Word does not agree with the call. Back to the Beacons. Smith retrieves on the inbound. Crosses the timeline. Tight defense on Luke Smith, and it's off the knee of Ben Kraskowiak. .6:32 remaining, 76-68. Corban trying to go 2 for 2 on the day from the Morse Center. Beacons trying to break a skid of 5 losses in the last 6 appearances. Bounce pass to Johnson, finds an open Livingston. Defense recovers, misses on the layup, but it will stay Beak's ball. Shot clock resets to 20. Bunn inbounds it to Wallace, who just leaves it on the iron, but does get the whistle.
Foul charge to number 4, Nikola Milosevic, his first
Goes against Milosevic. 5th team foul on Corban, so Beacons also approaching the bonus. Wallace she's in the first. His first point of the evening. Word also on the sideline now for Corban as second attempt, no good by Wallace. Defender on Valise. Willie, as it bounces it off back to Valise. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Dishes it off. Krzyzkowiak behind the back pass. Valise, 5 seconds, goes to the cup and lays it in.
That's the kind of connection that this Warriors team has been looking for all night under the basket to get those easy lay-in shots.
Bunn inside under the basket, flips it up and out. Johnson, good work to stay with the play, but just unlucky on the pass. A turnover forced by the Beacons. Opposite corner, Corey Johnson lines up the triple. He hits it. 6-point game. Over 5 minutes left. The Beacons bench chanting for some defense. Has gotten some good stops here recently, forcing the turnover on the last possession. Now, 8 seconds on the shot clock, poked away on the floor. Valise gets it to Krzyzkowiak. 3 seconds, has to heave, and just ticks iron. It will be a shot clock violation, and the Beacons will get it right back. Bunn takes his time in the front court. Draws a couple defenders, bounces it. Corey Johnson over to Wallace in the corner. Looks down, takes the shot, no good. Willie slows down, lines up, and gets it to fall. It's a big break for Corban, which was starting to lose a little bit of momentum. Now Bunn goes to the hoop and draws contact.
Fouls weighing into a big factor in this game as both teams have 11 on the night.
Beacons 1 away from the bonus. Bunn at the stripe. It's in the first. Wallace heads to the bench. Pitcher enters. Krzyzkowiak back in. Milosevic exits. Squeaky Johnson also replaces Turner Livingston. .408 left to go. Bunn hits both. Roy Bunn now joining Johnson. Squeaky Johnson and Corey Johnson, that is, in double figures with 10 points for Bunn. 7-point deficit for the home Beacons. Krzyzkowiak finds Ben Krzyzkowiak, low post, back out. In the corner, 4 seconds on the shot clock, step back, 2 seconds. Krzyzkowiak has to fire and just short. Shot clock violation. Another stop for Bushnell. 3:35 left to go. Need to get some more offense. Now Squeaky Johnson back in with his 19 points. Dishes it over to pitcher. Corey Johnson gonna take just inside, halfway in and out. unlucky for Bushnell. Willie just gonna drain some clock here. Koviak loses handle, dishes it out, and it goes out of bounds, turned over, back to Bushnell. 2:58 left to go, 81-74 is our score line. Beacons getting stop after stop here, but after being tied at halftime, trail by 7 in the second half. Squeaky Johnson into the front court, over to Bunn. Bunn inside to the hoop, in and out, rebound, up for grabs, it's on the court. Kawili going the other way. Quickly circles, fires off the backboard and in, and that's a big bucket. Johnson just gonna fire, top of the arc again. Squeaky Johnson, make that 22. 6 points now. Able to respond after the made basket on the other end. Kawili. Time is on the side of Corban. Felice fires from the wing, cashes in. Side straighting bucket for bucket. Smith in the paint, back out Corey Johnson. Lines up a triple off back iron, and a couple of Warriors were there for the rebound.
Corey Johnson wanting the foul there, but refs ruled no contact.
Whistle blown, foul going against the Beacons. And outside of Squeaky Johnson, the Beacons have really struggled to get more scores in this second half unless the points have come at the line. And Spivey Word, who leads all scorers with 28 in this game, has had extended rest on the bench, and the Beacons just haven't had much luck chipping into the deficit. Free throw rattles out, so it stays single digits. Smith. Over to Johnson. Johnson gonna take once again. Nails the triple. Squeaky Johnson has not cooled off in this game. 6-point deficit for Bushnell, 1:31 to go. But this one just down to the thinnest of margins between these two sides. It's 86-80 lead. Squeaky Johnson, 10 more points than the second leading scorer on Bushnell, which is Corey Johnson with a 15-point, 10 rebound double-double. But 5 for 6 from downtown for Squeaky Johnson, keeping the Beacons in this game.
And we'll see what either team draws up to conclude this game out of this timeout. I wouldn't be surprised to see more fouls being drawn on the court, especially in these final minute, rather, but we'll see.
Spivey Word, again, 28 points, and then RJ Valise with 18, 2 double-figure scores for Corban. And I mean, Rachel, for Corban, it seems like it's been a little bit more evenly distributed, but again, it's been those two guys that have been able to make a lot of these buckets. Spivey Word is back in the game to finish off this one. Do you expect the ball to be in his hands to try to get to maybe a 30-piece?
I think so, Lily, and just having that extended rest period, time on the bench, allowing other members of the team to get some play action, and now he's going to come back in, and we'll see if he continues his scoring run.
Koviak in the backcourt on the inbound, gets to Word. The double coming, full court press by the Beacons. Warriors get it into the front court. Koviak was open from downtown, decides to pass it off. 6-point lead, draining some clock here. Squeaky Johnson on the defense, bounce pass By Valise, over to Word. Word in the lane, fading away from the elbow, not that time. Rebound corralled by Corey Johnson. 1 minute left to go. Squeaky Johnson has the ball going to the hoop. Gets the bucket to fall. Tumbles over by the sidelines and will get to the stripe. 4-point game can get it to 3. 59.3 on the game clock.
And Squeaky Johnson now just 1 point away from Spivey Word to be the overall scorer in tonight's matchup.
27 points for Squeaky Johnson can equal Spivey Word with 28. Taking a moment on this free throw. And a timeout will be called. Corban deciding to draw something up as Taylor Kelly takes time to talk things over. And this has just been a chaotic matchup, Rachel, tonight. I mean, see if Johnson makes the free throw attempt. If he doesn't, then that could change things. Board is up for grabs. Anyone can take possession, but if it is back to the Warriors, I guess same question. Who do you expect to see the ball in their hands, and do you expect the Warriors with the advantage to drain some time?
Absolutely. I do think that they will continue to run that full court press to stop any momentum and rhythm, and maybe even for the Bushnell side, draw those fouls to get more chances on the line.
Right now, barring changes out of the break, it's Spivey Word, RJ Valise, Luke Kraskowiak, Ben Kraskowiak, Jared Franklin on the court for Corban. So, plethora of options. All players on the court with 6 or more points in this game. And then the Beacons have Bunn, Squeaky Johnson, Corey Johnson, Luke Smith, and Christian Pitcher on the floor with, again, all of those 5, 6 or more points in this game.
And both teams have been pretty consistent from the free throw line, shooting 50 or above, which has now come down to a match decided by free throws.
Johnson after the break. Back at the stripe. And able to get the 3-point play. 28 points for Squeaky Johnson. Corban with the ball and a 3-point advantage. Down to the wire here at the Moore Center. It's been a fun one. Kraskowiak handles. Drains clock. Whistle blown and another timeout called. 16 seconds on the shot clock for the Warriors. 45 seconds even in the game left to go.
I'm kind of surprised there that head coach Eddie Alexander for Bushnell didn't play a full court press there and try and draw a foul to take Corban to the line, who has only been shooting 50% flat.
But it is 16 seconds left on the shot clock, and saw something that he didn't seem to like to call the timeouts halfway through, changing up the defensive lineups. We'll have to see, but I'm going to say it's Corban rather taking the full timeout, so trying to generate some offense in some way. Both teams in the bonus. 8 fouls going against the Beacons in this half, 7 against the Warriors. And for Corban, 6 of 17 from distance. The Beacons 9 for 19, which is nearly 50% for Bushnell from downtown, both teams. Corban at about 55% from the floor. The Beacons just under 50%. All comes down to these last 45 seconds at the Morse Center. It's all tied up in the first half, and just 3 points separating these two sides in the second half. Out of the break, release. handles. Felice goes to the hoop, has Smith rather on him, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Has to fire, draws a couple defenders off the mark, offensive rebound, scooped up, and just unfortunate there for the Beacons. Forcing the missed shot, but just can't get the rebound, and down by 3 points, time not on your side to not grab that rebound and then send a player to the line in the bonus.
A defensive rebound would have been critical for a brighter light as we near the end of this matchup, but we'll see if Corban can come through with these free throw shots.
Kryskowiak, 1 for 2 from the stripe today. Just one free throw puts it to multiple possessions in favor of the Warriors. Just about 52% from their line this season. Takes a few bounces, makes a deep breath, shoots. Off the mark, first end of the 1-and-1, no good. Gives it back to the Beacons again. Squeaky Johnson handles, goes to the lane, decides to go for 2, flips it in, it's just 1 point game. But the shot clock is off, Corban with the ball. The Beacons, here comes the full court press. 15 seconds into the front court, and Corey Johnson just has to hack at Ben Kryskowiak.
Almost expected that coming, with forcing him to the line to maybe miss and give the ball back to Bushnell.
And the Beacons, again, came up with the full court press, tried to force a steal with the shot clock off, had plenty of time to do so, but unable to force the turnover, and then committed the foul. Still have 13.6 left to work with. Double bonus now that Corban's in. First free throw attempt is good. 2-point game. Then Kryskowiak. Another dribble, another shot. Good. Timeout called, this time by Taylor Kelly. 3-point advantage for the Warriors. 13.6 left to go, but the Beacons will get the ball in their hands again.
Yeah, and we'll expect them, or rather, Corban to be playing a full court press here to try and dishevel any sort of offensive rhythm, but if Bushnell can get down to their side of the paint and put up a 3-point shot, then we'll have ourselves a tied ball game.
Appears that Cole Beardsley will check in for this final possession, potentially the final possession for the Beacons. But Squeaky Johnson leading all scorers with 30 points in this game. Corey Johnson, 15 points, Roy Bunn 10, Smith 6, Pitcher 8. And if Beardsley checks in, we'll see who he comes in for. He's just attempted one shot in this game. Beacons down by 3. Can tie the game with a triple. Would think that might probably look for the best possible shots, but with the shot clock off, might go for the triple, have to go full court. Beacons have forced overtime once so far this season. Might be looking to do it a second time. Johnson into Bunn. Bunn handles. Another timeout taken by head coach Alexander with 9 seconds even remaining. And Luke Smith is going to come in for Bushnell. It appears, but a lot of breaks coming in the final couple of minutes between these two sides. And it's going down to the wire. Isaiah Wallace also going to check in after the break.
I'm expecting a 3-point shot out of bounds here, but just a matter of who will put up said 3-point shot.
Certainly seems that way with 9 seconds left, and with Smith, Wallace coming in. I think Squeaky Johnson stays in, as well as Corey Johnson. All the best 3-point shooters for the Beacons. Either Pitcher or Bunn. Likely both Pitcher and Bunn can head to the sidelines. Beacons lost the last game by 7 points. This one a little bit closer as it winds down. The Warriors coming off coming off a loss to Oregon Tech as well. Teams trying to rebound with a win heading into the new year. Right now, Corban in the driver's seat to do so. Johnson finds Bunn. Out of the break, Bunn goes over to Squeaky Johnson. Corey Johnson, 3 seconds. Fires off front iron. Rebounds, grabs. That will do it from the Morse Center. And the Beacons fall at the buzzer. 88-85 to Corban. And Rachel, just what did you see on that last possession out of the break? It just seemed like the Beacons couldn't find any good shots.
It was just an offensive scramble that really couldn't find a secure open man to put up that safe shot, and Bushnell unable to get it done tonight.
Corey Johnson just had to heave it. A couple seconds left. Just couldn't find a nice open triple, but as this one comes to a conclusion, just take a look at the leading scorers. Squeaky Johnson leading the way, 30 points for Bushnell, 5 for 6 from distance. Corey Johnson with 15 points, 11 boards, and Roy Bunn with 10 points for the Beacons. On the winning Corban side, it's Spivey Word with 28 points, RJ Valise 18 points, 8 for 10 shooting, and Ben Kraskowiak with 11 points. The Warriors going to move to 7-5 overall, 5-1 in conference. Beacons fall to 5-7 overall, 1-5 in CCC action, losing now 6 of the last 7. And in the new year, we'll start out with a game on the road at Eastern, 7:30 on Friday, against an Eastern team that's 7-4 overall, 2-3 in conference. Thanks to everyone who helped out with this broadcast. To Nick Askew with Bushnell Athletics, to my analyst Rachel McConaghie, Lily Crane from the Morse Center, as the Warriors win 88-85 against the Beacon.